Okay, so Jason, what do you exactly mean when you break down rental archetypes?
Okay, rental archetypes. There's those shall gate and those shall not gate.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I want you to pan up to this place on the right here. This is the place that's turning into like a dumpy rental dive. There's no gate. There's lots of like lowered
No
Hondas
gate.
with ground effects, and on the surface it looks like a very nice rental place, which I suppose it is because let's face it, we're in Roseville. But like you drive through there and you always see like 6 men of like dubious ethnic origin with like skull caps hanging out around like a lowered Acura, a lot of single moms, and for some reason there's always like some kid running around in the complex that I almost hit. You can't miss it. So it's just a certain habitat that you recognize.
Okay, okay. So, do you feel like these type of apartment? Do the people spread? Do they eventually come into your
They
apartment
do.
complex?
They do. They're like army ants. They look for a weakness. Like they've already stolen all the stuff out of my condo complex, right?
Wow.
Because they could somehow get in there and get the free weight. So they took all the 40-pound, 35, and 30-pound dumbbells.
They took the weights.
They took the weights, man. It's like termites. And then they came in and they trashed the sauna. And since a bunch of them are Russians, right, that basically means that you demonstrate how smart you are by taking something that is not nailed down. So, wow, the guy in the next car was like totally looking at me like he thought I'm yelling at him. He's probably Russian too, on his way to a Sons of the Ukraine meeting.
That guy right there?
Yeah. So, better turn like this way, he might shoot us.
He doesn't know how to use this triple way left turn lane, I'll bet you.
No, he doesn't. And then that's the thing, is that like with the Russians, you have to worry about everything because they will steal everything that is not nailed down. It's not racism, it's not stereotyping, it is simply fact. And I'm talking about the young Russian males, like, under the age of 40, that don't have jobs and they run around in really bad Adidas jumpsuits.
Well, I feel like
stylish.
Do you think they think that there's still rationing on consumer goods?
Right, like they think
Right.
that it's not about going to Walmart, it's showing up with like your party rationing card and waiting in line to get a loaf of black bread and like Victory cigarettes.
They don't even know about perestroika yet.
No,
That's how disconnected they are.
No, it doesn't. And how would they? I mean, if you're them, you're born into that. And so as a result, they're in a couple complexes over. There's some riffraff in my place, and honestly, I would rather have American riffraff, like ghetto riffraff, than Russian riffraff because at least I can predict their behaviors. Because at my last place, I didn't think anyone would sink to the point of stealing the freaking weights. But I came in one day, and the night before I'd been in there, and there was a bunch of Russian teenagers, and they all had big, long 6-foot duffel bags. Strangely, as a comic motif, they were all dressed up in these weird gymnastic outfits. So I
Wow.
thought they were like a gymnastics team loosening up before a competition. No, that's just how they dress when they go out to steal. And they had these long duffel bags, and the next thing I knew, the next morning, all the weights were gone. So coincidence? I don't know.
No.
I don't know. But the thing is, if you see these people in your fitness room, call security immediately and leave. And they will yell at you and demand to be let in. They're very confrontational. They prey on middle class people. They try and get very bully-like. So it's best to not get in confrontations with them unless you really want to risk going to jail. So,
How do you spot a Russian?
well, there's the Russian males, which typically have very shorn heads. They're very lean. They're very whippet-like, quick movements. And obviously there's the giveaway of talking in a language that sounds like you have a mouthful of hot gravel, like so you see that if you want to vomit listening to someone talk in their native tongue, they're probably Russians, or it could be Ukrainian. I don't know the difference. I mean, to me it's the difference between like Wu-Tang Clan and
Two Life Crew?
exactly. Like
Sure.
to me it's it's immaterial. They all should die.